Right, happy Monday everybody. Here we are at Aussie Bistro talking about retired Da Nang. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is why change. Tucking into a lovely watermelon juice, which is healthy for an old boy system. So if we look at why people change and what they do, first up they've got to have discontent, or they're unhappy, or they figure they can change and make things better. 2, you've got to have a vision. 3, you've got to have a plan. And 4, you've got to have the capacity. So we're going to work through all these today and look at that. And I'm going to group Australia, New Zealand, UK, US, Canada all into the one thing at the moment, because there's a genuine underlying theme right across everything, that people are very, very unhappy living in a society. Well, the people that come here to talk about it, because people that are coming here to talk about it are genuinely exploring different options. So there's all sorts of things on why people are unhappy. People are unhappy because a lot of it happens because of immigration policy and how much people are given. Whether it's right or wrong, it's the government policy. But if people are unhappy, they're going to display their discontent. For discontent, you've got pensioners who can't afford to live. If they don't have their own house, they can't afford to live. And that's not only pensioners, it's disability pensioners as well. So if people can't afford to live, they're going to be unhappy. All right? People are genuinely unhappy with the way society is going. I came here because of a whole lot of reasons, and they're personal to me, but my thoughts strike chords with all the people I talk to, hundreds of people on a monthly basis coming through the bistro. And that's my market research, all right? People coming here to talk about what's going on. And they come here and people are nice and people are friendly and they can afford to be here. They can move around freely without any sort of in safety. All right, you can walk down the streets anywhere here at night and you are safe. All we see on the news coming out of Melbourne and New South Wales and Queensland is all these attacks, right? And they're well publicised, and I don't know if that makes it worse or not, but these things happen, but they don't happen in a lot of these countries here. So it's something that people are looking for from a safety perspective. So people want to be safe, they want to be able to afford to live, they want to have their own self-determination. Tax is a huge one that comes in for everybody, particularly in becoming a digital nomad. Particularly in how they might retire. And we just have case in point where the UK is imposing that 20% tax on people leaving the country, because so many wealthy people are going to start leaving the country if you start taxing them too much, and it's already going to happen. And poor people are going to leave because they can't afford to live because of all the taxes and the multiple places that you're taxed, how much rego's gone up, how much car insurance has gone up, all those sorts of things. So discontent is rife, all right? So if you're then going to change and you're really unhappy about things, and that's where people watching this retired Da Nang are probably looking at, there's a whole lot of things you're unhappy about. And in the comments section, please feel free to list 1 or 2 of your own thoughts. Because it's going to be interesting to collect what people's thoughts are, and how people want to do it. It might be the weather. People might want an endless summer, all right? I had talking to a guy the other day from Victoria. He didn't think he'd ever want to leave, but as he's got older, the arthritis kicks in and it gets cold and he gets uncomfortable, so he wants to come to a warmer climate. So there's all sorts of reasons why people do this, and they're all specific to the individual that is coming through. Okay, vision. You might want to come here for 6 months, 3 months, 9 months, a year. It's all your call, okay? Right now, you've got temperatures of sort of 22 to 26 degrees. It's absolutely spectacular here. Yeah, you've got a bit of rain, but the rain's been gone now for 4 days. It rained for 2 weeks, the rain's now gone for 4 days. And a lot of people are moving around, having a look at things. So your vision for coming here, and we've talked about giving back to society. People, opening a business here is really difficult, okay? Don't underestimate the power of that. I've got a great guy who comes to the bar here, who's looking to open a bar. Trying to find the right platform for him to launch his business here is really difficult. If you're coming here looking for a job, you're competing against the Vietnamese. They're on $1,000 a month. All right, 17 million is a good job in Vietnam, in Da Nang particularly. Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi are a little bit more expensive. Your plan. I've been doing a lot of talking to people, but if ever you want to do a detailed plan, I do a consulting business, and I do a lot of in the past I've done a lot of estate planning and succession planning, and if you want to have a long chat, I'm available at reasonable rates. If you want to have a short chat, always open for that. The last one is capacity. All right, and the thing about capacity, it's an individual thing, and everybody has their own standard of living. I know a brilliant couple who are wealthy retirees in Hoi An, gone down there, living a life. They come up here every now and then, big bloody smiles on their face. It actually, of course I don't mention names, but they know who they are. I love it when they come up here because they're so bloody passionate, they're so happy, and they're an amazing couple. And they've made the decision to come to Vietnam to retire, and they're doing a phenomenal job, and they look happy. He's an ex-corporate guy who loves cooking, and he can cook up a storm, this bloke. I'll give you the drum. So I want you to now have a think about those 4 things. If you don't have one of them, all right, you're going to fail. You've got to have discontent. You've got to have a vision for what you want to do. You've got to have the plan, and you've got to have the capacity. If you don't have the capacity, you won't be able to live here. All right? If you don't have a plan, you're going to fail in how you come here. If you don't have a vision, you're not going to realise the best part of yourself in coming here. And finally, well, discontent's easy because I left Australia for particular reasons, and I came here to work, and I really started enjoying my life by being here. I worked in a business in Australia. There was one individual there that he just wasn't a nice person, and I didn't enjoy being around him, so I left. The other 3 guys were amazing people. One was the best friend I ever had. So enjoy this little section. Have a think about it. Discontent, vision, plan, capacity goes back to a whole lot of change management theory we looked at back in the 90s at rural leadership programs. But it does work. So get it all right and have a think about it, eh? Have a good one.